So I'm going to take you behind the scenes of a small one light portrait shoot that I did with my buddy Nate. In this video, you'll kind of see my thoughts and my lighting process as we go through the shoot. And then at the end, I'll go over retouching one of these images so you can kind of see what I'm thinking when I retouch my portraits. Let's check it out. I don't know what I want to talk about though.
What are you doing?
Tinder photos. Come over here, Nate. You gotta be in this.
I have to be. Okay.
Yeah. So this is our good buddy Nate, and he's leaving for Austin at the end of the month. So before he goes, we're gonna hook him up with some Tinder photos for his dating profile, and get him started strong in Austin. But Nate's actually helped me out with a handful of photo projects. I always kind of, when we need like a good-looking middle-aged man, middle-aged, young age.
Well, on the older side. But sure.
Yeah, he's modeled for a couple different shoots that I've done. We're just gonna go around, take some photos today. Here we're kind of doing something a little more urban. We're at the Capitol. And then I wanted to also get mountains from here, but it's very, the air today is not great. So we might move a little closer to the mountains, do something a little more naturey. Yeah, you getting comfortable in front of the camera yet?
Not yet. I'm getting there.
He's getting there. All right, let's start shooting something here. So this one's gonna be pretty simple. Early on, I gotta get that light dialed in, but you can just hang out here, something like that. Let me get stuff going and then I'll give you a little bit of direction if needed.
Okay.
Shooting on the Sony again, 50mm lens to start, but I also have the 70-200 in my bag, and then one light with the beauty dish on it. And we're just gonna balance this with our ambient light. So typically, my style in general, I'll kind of underexpose ambient light by like a stop or so, and then bring in my light to bring my subject up to exposure. Like I said, just a couple test ones first. So we're just trying to balance the background light with the flash here before I start giving Nate any sort of direction. All right. Still kind of testing, so don't stress too much. Trying to get this low enough to just get some light in your eyes. Looking a little dark. Probably gonna have you turn a little. Yep, perfect.
Leaning.
Yeah, I like leaning like that. Yeah, perfect. Yep, just like that. Cool. Yeah, and then do a couple looking off this way towards Amanda. Yeah. Yeah, those look pretty good. Let's do a couple no smile, just kind of like, yeah, little friendly. Perfect. Yeah, those are cool. I like that. I mean, you're not gonna be able to see it on that, but.
Whoa, Nate.
So Amanda suggested that Nate sit up on these lions. Thinks that would really help his profile. And Nate also wanted me to clarify that he's not on Tinder. He's on various other dating sites, but Tinder's full of scammers now, so you won't find him there. Check the other ones. We're just gonna go right over here. Nate, I want you to find a spot, yeah, kind of back up away from me a bit. I want the sun to kind of hit your head. So put your head shadow in this beam of light, if that makes sense. Scratch that, maybe over here. Yeah, oh wait, you're back up a couple steps. Yeah, like right in there, perfect. Something a little more nature-y-ish here. I mean, we're gonna try not to get all the cars in the background, but I like this tree and the light coming through. So I just had Nate kind of get in line so some of that light's hitting his hair, get like a little rim light, and then we're gonna bring in our own light on this side.
Okay.
All right, I like those. All right, I'm gonna have you turn that way. Yeah, and then, is it weird if you grab your, like the, yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe even unbutton. And then just kind of grab like up high on your collars. Yeah, perfect. And a couple looking just kind of towards Amanda a bit. Yeah. Couple more. I'm playing with that certain amount of sun flare coming through the tree. Friendly, yeah. Cool. What else did you bring clothing-wise?
Another jacket and 2 other dress shirts.
Okay. So we did some stuff around the Capitol, and then we got back to the truck. We're gonna have Nate change into a different jacket, maybe a different shirt, and then yeah, like I said, I kind of wanted one with the mountains, but with the haze, it's not looking so great. So we might drive to a park that's closer to the mountains so you can get some of those views. So we did head up into the mountains. We're just gonna do a few shots here, get something a little bit different than the urban stuff earlier, and then I think call it a day. So yeah, it's a lot colder up here, so we're gonna make it quick, just get a couple shots, and then we'll be out of here. So the light's actually getting a lot better, so I don't think we're gonna bring the strobe because we're gonna move fast, and I don't wanna have to shuffle that around. Yeah, move quick here because it's cold, and then head back down and have some dinner. You can maybe even just let your hands hang. These are gonna be kind of higher up. I'm gonna have you go back here just a little bit, and I'm gonna have you just kind of casually walk in this way.
Towards you?
Yep. That's good. Yep. Cool. Not really hiking attire, but it looks good. That's a wrap. Getting cold. So let's talk about portrait retouching for a minute. I've heard a lot of arguments that it's fake and you shouldn't have to retouch images and the best images are just completely raw and unedited. But I kind of view it a little differently. I think when you're naturally talking to someone or interacting with someone, things are moving and light's changing and you don't notice a lot of stuff. But as soon as you freeze things in a photo, especially if you bring in lighting, sometimes you're casting shadows, you're accentuating things that people might not normally notice. So my retouching, I try to keep things very natural and just kind of unaccentuate those things. Bring the image back to what that person looks like. I don't like overly airbrushed looking images. But, you know, if they're having a bad skin week, it's okay to kind of help them out a little bit. So my main principle behind retouching is that if something's temporary, people have a pimple or dry skin or something like that, I'll clear that up. But things that are permanent, like scars or moles, those are always part of your face. And so, you know, maybe lighting accentuates it and I'll just kind of tone it down a little bit, but I normally don't fully remove those things unless a client asks me to. One of my main tools for retouching is this Wacom bamboo tablet. I think this is like one of the cheapest ones in their lineup. It's small because sometimes I have to bring it when I'm traveling. But this thing is great. Basically, the pad that you're drawing on matches up with your screen. So if I touch bottom left corner of my screen, top right corner, you know, it lines up. So I can basically draw on my screen by drawing on the tablet. So this makes retouching easy because I can go through and just tap blemishes with the heel tool and erase them, and I can just work through an image very quickly. And then when I'm working with brush type movements, it's just a lot easier than using a mouse or using the trackpad on my computer. So let's get started on one of these images of Nate. This isn't really a retouching course, so I'm just gonna work through this image quickly, but you can kind of see the changes I make and then you'll see before and after. All right, let's quickly just run through all these layers and I'll kind of show you what each one is doing. This first retouch layer is just fixing up. You can see up here, you can see up in his hair a bit. There's a few little changes there. Just getting rid of small little distracting elements. And then dodge and burn layers kind of help smooth out that skin a little bit. This dodge and burn large is just kind of like a bigger face structure sort of change. Just brightening up the eyes a little. And then these are kind of the color corrections to take it from this flat image into something a little more dynamic. And then this final layer is just to add a little bit of grain to the image. So that's pretty much it, and that takes it from straight out of the camera to this final retouch. That's it for this video. If anything in here was helpful, leave me a like or a comment, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks.